Hey, it's time to crank up the truth. I'm Val Selby, and over the decades of working online, I've learned a most important lesson. Mindset owns your business. If procrastination, imposter syndrome, and a lack of focus have been blocking your biz, then I'm here with Val Full Volume, ready to help you see choices that you're making. Get ready to own your personality and use your expertise to create the business of your dreams. Now is the time to make changes and live your best life. So let's get to it. Hello, welcome back. Thanks for being here. And you might have been wondering, okay, so what's with this Val Full Volume? She's kind of expected to be ranty or something. I don't know. Today's the day. Today's the day, lady. Today's the day. I had an email and I was like so aggravated immediately by it. And oh gosh, I have to stop messing with everything on my desk. I was so aggravated because it was actually an offer that I wanted to do. So I got hit up and it said it was from a sponsorship company, do a review. And I was like, it was a higher dollar product. And it's actually something that I would love to do a review for. And I was like, you get the product to review and compensation. Why the hell not? This sounds great. This is perfect. And I go to click on it and go to the website. And by the way, I don't tend to click on those. So that just randomly popped into my head. I don't always, because I get a lot of really random, weird emails. And this, if it was going to be a scam, this one was like sounding legit. So I did click on it. Maybe I didn't click on it. I'm working this through my head right this minute. Maybe I didn't click on it. Maybe I just typed in the URL instead of clicking on it, which is the smarter thing to do. But I have a feeling I just clicked on it because I just wanted to do it. And I get to the webpage and here's this sponsorship company that's reached out to me, and they're an app-only platform. Cool. Okay. That's different. And they're iOS only. And I was immediately seriously aggravated. Like, ran over to Facebook and posted on my profile, aggravated. And I'm like, really? Is this not 2022, almost 2023? And you are launching a platform and you are telling a whole big group of marketers, sorry, we don't give a shit about you and we don't want you. You weren't in our business plan. We don't care. That's what it feels like. And so and I did have some people and we're talking about it. And I understand apps are not cheap. A lot of apps for certain businesses are a shit ton more money than they should be because they don't research. They don't look into it enough. They don't figure out that going with somebody who's going to charge tens of thousands of dollars wasn't necessary. And so then they think that they only have the money to launch in the one app, and they'll do the other app later. Then there's the other ones that, after doing a little bit of research, I think that there's a lot of people that have a big misunderstanding about iOS. I had a misunderstanding because I had always heard, well, they always launch in iOS first because that's where the majority of the market is. There's more people on iOS. Guess what? That's bullshit. For the first time ever, iOS is now over 50% in the US. I never researched it because I don't care. If you want to come out and you're only going to do one app and it's going to be iOS instead of Android, I write you off. Dead to me. I do. I write you off. I don't care if you're going to keep saying, oh, well, we're coming out with it. We're coming out with it. I already wrote you off because you wrote me off. Right? So before September of this year, which it might actually, the stats I was looking at, and I'll post the stats in the show notes. It wasn't until June that iOS officially claimed 50% of the US smartphone user market share. So where in the world did I get this idea that there was more Apple users? I'm sure that's somebody's amazing marketing happened, right? So these years that people have been doing that, businesses have been doing that, they were taking out more than 50% of the market, which is just strange to me, except for the fact that I always felt it felt elitist. And now, as I'm like looking at the stats, I'm going, oh, well, that's because it kind of is. They just decided that they were going to do the iOS platform and whatever. And that's totally their choice. But know the choices that you're making in your business. And as long as you own those choices, then you can back them up 100%. It doesn't matter what you do, they're your choices. And if it's your decision and you made it, which anybody that's decided to do an app only program and only do iOS, they made a choice to do that. I don't care about your money or what. I don't care how much it costs. That was a choice that was made. Then you can own it and own your reasons why. Because then dig a little deeper, and it's all in this one article, and it does have the links for you to go and find the stat details and all of that. And I look on that, and Android users worldwide declined to just under 70% for the first time. So that means iOS around the world has just got up to 25%. Again, really? So you're just shutting it off to so many? You don't want their business? That's fine. If you don't want their business, that's cool. There's plenty of other people that do. It's just mind-blowing. Then I got into discussion, which is why I went and did the research before I started dogging on my ass. And somebody on my wall that I've known for a really long time had said she was in on a study, and they had only gone in and done the iOS and not both. And, she was blown away by the costs, and that led into the discussion. And her husband, they've got a family business. So, I mean, it's not like she's ignorant of business costs and that kind of stuff. We're not coming from that. We're not coming from somebody that doesn't have some knowledge of the business side of things. And I understand, but that was part of my discussion was, yeah, but did they research? Did they do the research to go and see if whatever costs they were going in, is that the best option? I just know there are so many businesses that spend thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands on getting things created for them, websites, apps, platforms, and they could have gotten exactly the same thing or possibly even something better for a lot cheaper because they didn't do any research. They just assume that because it's technical and because this is the biggest name out there or one of the top names out there, that this is the going rate. And it's so not the case. But even so, my argument was that, I mean, and this goes for every choice, every decision we make or don't make in our life, in our business, is a choice. So my discussion part was the fact that they had chosen to alienate. And I don't know if she was friends with them or what, because we couldn't get past that part. But as a non-iOS user, you choose to alienate me when you decide that you're only going to do an app, but it's only going to be Apple. How long would you like me to wait while you come around? Because believe me, I'll go find something else. There's plenty of other stuff out there. There's plenty of other, almost everything in all of our markets. So it was a choice to alienate. And that's cool. Like I said, that's totally cool. But know that you're making that choice. Know that you're choosing to run something that 50% of the people in the US, because since that's my market, pretty much is not going to be able to access. Just know it. Know it. So it's frustrating to me. And I know previously it was frustrating to me because I did feel that FOMO, that I was being left out, purposely singled out. It felt like fucking high school all over again, right? It's like, ugh, of course you are, because only Apple users. And I turned it around and I'm like, kiss my ass. if you don't want me, I can go spend my money someplace else, or I can go get sponsored posts someplace else, or, I can go find those products someplace else. I can go, oh gosh, there was a popular community. I'm not going to call it names recently that a lot of people have been switching off of Facebook and moving their business communities to. And I went and looked at it and it looks great. Like it has everything that I would possibly want. But the only app for using it is iOS. Well, if I can't even use it to talk to my community, my business community, why the hell am I going to build my community there? That's ridiculous. Especially when I quickly went to another one and built my community over there, and it has both apps already. And it's a much smaller it does everything. It does everything that the other one does. It's just not the bigger name. So we'll see. We'll see. But just know it's choices. If you're making choices to leave things out, only do one platform. It's just a choice and own it. But you are kicking other people in the face if you are not doing Android apps as well. Just letting you know. It's a total snub. And a lot of us write you off. We won't even come back and check. Clubhouse. I know. I wasn't going to call anything out, but Clubhouse was the one that started it, right? That was the one that really started it for me, was how long were we supposed to wait for those invites to come out for Android? And by the time they finally did, I was so over it. I didn't even care. I was tired of hearing about it. I actually unfollowed a ton of people because they were so into it. And I'm like, well, you're marketing to the wrong person. I don't have iOS. So why do I need to read your emails anymore? Goodbye. A lot of people did that major switch there during COVID. So that ironically led me to another immediate pet peeve. Those goddamn autoresponders that you put on your business emails. Oh my God. For real. So this one in particular, very particular, this one, as soon as I hit, well, I would love to, except for I can't access your platform because I don't have an iOS. So there's that. And the immediate autoresponder back was, oh, we're so looking forward to chatting with you more about the opportunity. It's like, no, I bet you really aren't, because that had nothing to do with what my email was. I mean, complete turn off. But that's not even, autoresponders. Of course, we've got to put something general, and we're going to be happy, upbeat when we do it. My main thing about autoresponders is if you are in the business to business industry, so I'm selling things or I am connecting with other business owners, when you have that autoresponder pop up, my email just starts becoming an absolute disaster. And I already have a ton of emails. So now I've got this reply email that's total bullshit, because it's not even a reply. It was the autoresponder telling me that, I only reply once a day and it's this time. Great. Why did I need that email? Why did I need an email telling me that you will not respond until tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern? Whatever. Why was that necessary? I don't expect an email back immediately unless we've been having a conversation about it. So why is that necessary? Why do you feel the need to put the autoresponders on everything? Now, if I am emailing with some kind of generic email address, like support at domain name, I get it, because a lot of the times there's going to be a lot of information on there of, go to the frequently asked questions, or go to your profile, or go to this. And, there's going to be some things to maybe help me troubleshoot, because it's a support email, right? Totally get it on that. But if I am emailing you to your domain email that we have a communication going on, why am I getting a goddamn autoresponder? And I've been amazed at how many more people are doing that, how many more businesses are doing that. So it's like, is this a training thing? Is somebody out there training people to turn that autoresponder on? I don't get it, but It makes me not want to communicate with you. You better believe there's an asterisk going on somewhere saying, hey, limit communication with this person because you're going to get a shit ton of email if you go back and forth. And especially if you don't have your autoresponder telling me your office hours for email address only. It's not even your office hours. Telling me the times that you will respond to your emails. If you don't have that set to send out only once and it sends out every fucking time I send an email, I lose brain cells. And then I'm pissed off because I lose brain cells. And you're totally clogging up my email. And a lot of it, because it's the same email going back constantly, is going into my spam folder. And there becomes a point where I stop taking it out of my spam folder because it has become spam. So take that into consideration that if you are doing autoresponders for when you're going to get back to me on the emails and you're doing it a lot, you might be shooting yourself in the foot for email deliverability because that canned message is going into spam. Which leads me to, oh gosh, we have a third one now. See, this is how it works. Once I get ranty, here we go. Oh shit, it just blew through my brain. Oh no, it's back. Hi. It's back. Last one. I promise. I'm just going to leave it at this one. Check your folder, your spam folder. Check your spam folder. I am shocked at how many business owners never check their spam folder. All of a sudden, 6 weeks later, I'll get a reply. Oh my God, I just found this. It's in my spam folder. Like, I sent that 6 weeks ago and it was really important. And now you're already out of the event because I couldn't get a hold of you. And I tried multiple times. So now we just kick you out. And due to lack of communications, your information has been put into a special section, the non-communicators section of, don't even bother with these people because they're not going to get back to you. So let's not work with them in the future because it's pulling teeth and then we're just aggravated because it takes time out of our day to constantly go and do another reply and another reply and another reply. And it's like, those minutes add up when I'm not going to get anything out of it. So check your spam folder. I mean, I have a ton of stuff that I have to dig out of there because I have no control over where stuff's going to get delivered. So check your spam folder and dig that stuff out, mark it, add it to your contacts, whitelist it, do everything you can possibly do. Mark it so it doesn't go to spam. Everything you can possibly do, but it still will. It is the nature of the beast right now while they're working through all these privacy issues. But just know that you probably have important stuff in there. So dig through it, get rid of the garbage, but make sure that you're not missing important opportunities because you didn't look at your spam folder. So we'll leave it at 3. Owning the choices. Just own it. That's cool. If you only want to be iOS, want to be a little elitist, in my opinion, just do it. That's fine. But just know it's 50% of the market in the US that you've thumbed your nose at. 70% of the users globally you've thumbed your nose at. That's still a whole ton of people, and I get it. That's still a lot. Those numbers are still big that you are reaching and potentially reaching. But just know they could be even bigger. So choices. We all are making choices. So just make the good choices and own them and stop pissing people off by not replying, by not looking in your spam folder, by spamming them with your autoresponders, telling them that you'll get back to them Monday through Friday at 1:00 Eastern. That's the only time you do emails. That's it. I don't get why you have to explain that to me. Don't get it, but you're clogging up my emails. Not doing it. It's definitely not just one. That's the problem. It's a lot. Like I said, there's obviously somebody that's teaching to do that. Stop teaching unnecessary practices. All right, lady. So if you're doing any of that stuff and you need help not doing it or unclicking something or anything like that, hit me up. Let's figure it out. It's going to depend on who you're using for your emails, of course. And when I say autoresponders, I am not talking about the stuff from your newsletter platform. Not talking about that. I'm talking about just straight from your emails, that canned response of, I'll reply back at blah, 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 blah. I think that's it. Let's just leave it there before I find something else to rant about. All right. You have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you or at you. Let's hope I'm not so ranty. Or do you hope I am more ranty? I don't know. Maybe send me some more rants. Maybe you have a big rant. You have a big rant. You want to get on here and talk with me? We can rant together. Maybe we can do a later recording. We'll get some wine. We can really, really rant. I don't know. You want to be on? I am looking for a couple of podcast guests right now. So if you are interested in having a chat with me, let's hit me up, bosslady@valselby.com. Let's make it happen. All right. Later. Thanks for listening to Val Full Volume. If you are done spinning in circles and procrastinating, check out my quick workshop, 14 Biz Actions. Action creates change. Now go out there and create the biz of your dreams.